Good morning, and fucking good morning. Wild night it was. Wild night it was. I stood up the whole goddamn night wrapping Christmas gifts, chilling, smoking, hanging out. But while that was happening, shit was working in the background. Oh, Lord, it was. I got some shit for y'all today, bro. We're just gonna go ahead and just play a couple of videos. This shit is crazy, yo. This motherfucker shit is just leaking all over the place. They're not even redacting no more. I think Pam Bondi and Cash Patel are gonna fucking take Trump with them. They're like, fuck that. If we going down and we gonna burn, we're gonna make sure you burn along with us. Because this shit is getting out of hand. There's too much shit going on, too many people's revealing shit, and it is really getting out of hand. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. We're gonna start with the first video. Looks like your girl, Ghislaine Maxwell, she's tired of being in jail. She ain't want to be in jail for Christmas. She ain't want to be in jail for New Year's. And the bitch is talking. She says enough is enough. She's talking, bro. It's crazy, yo. It's getting good, people. It's getting good. It don't look like Trump's going to walk away from this, man. It really don't. She's talking. New files have been released. They have been leaked, basically, not even released. Let's just say leaked, because the ones that have come out ain't even been redacted correctly. You got your boy in the White House all over the motherfucking place. He's losing his fucking rabbit-ass mind right now. That's how serious it is right now. CNN is reporting some other shit that's going down. Yo, this shit it's been a hell of a morning for Donald Trump. No matter what he does, he can't hide from it. The AP press, Associated Press, they're reporting on it. Yo, this might just be the end of fucking this. This is a nail in the coffin for him, bro. I think he's done. I don't think there's no comeback from this shit. I think he's truly done, and there's no way out of it. Plain and simple. New data came out and everything, and that's what we're gonna start off with, man. Because I think he's done, and there's no comeback from a lot of it. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna release these videos. Let's start with this one, because this looks like the one that's gonna really be fucking the shit that really got this nigga up in fucking cuckoo world. Let's get it.
All the documents. That's what the law calls for. What we need is those interview memorandum.
Here we go.
We told you that Donald Trump's dark past would surface. We told you he could run, but he could not hide. Now, new Epstein documents are surfacing on Monday night. They're very, very, very concerning. I want to share them with you, and I want to share with you the sequence of what went down yesterday. So earlier in the day, Democratic Congressmember Ro Khanna stated that he had heard that the DOJ would be producing another batch of Epstein files in the afternoon. People waited for the afternoon, and those files were not produced. So we at the Midas Touch Network entered a search term to look for data set 8 using the prior search formats and constructs, even though it wasn't on the DOJ website. And sure enough, that actually opened up a website for data set 8, even though it was not posted on the DOJ website. So at the Midas Touch Network, we quickly downloaded everything on data set 8. It was tens of thousands of documents, still nowhere near the complete file that constitutes the Epstein files, but there were tens of thousands of records. We downloaded them and we started going through them document by document. Some of these documents raise a lot of serious questions. And the fact that it was not posted on the DOJ website also raised some red flags. Then later in the evening on Monday night, the DOJ posted set 8. Now, some of these documents that we uncovered that I say raise these concerns, these red flags, were moved. Still there, but the document numbers were shifted. And so you had to go and re-examine them to determine where they were. So it also raises some serious questions. Why were they manipulating and changing the document numbers on these pages within a matter of hours? And what else might they be covering up? So here's one of the messages that we uncovered. Let me read it to you. In dataset 8 of the Epstein files release, which was briefly posted on the Justice Department's website yesterday, there is a letter alleging to be sent from Jeffrey Epstein to convicted sex offender Larry Nassar. Remember Larry Nassar? You know who that was? The American convicted serial sex offender, former family medicine physician. He was the team doctor of the United States Women's National Gymnastics team and a physician at Michigan State University, where he sexually assaulted hundreds, potentially thousands of young girls. So in the Epstein files, in dataset 8.
It's just amazing how more and more is coming out. This shit is really exposing everything. It's wild, bro. This shit is really wild. The more and more we uncloak, the more and more. Just the fact that the other day I fucking found out that Abercrombie and Finch might have a link to this shit too. That's probably people who are probably being redacted and probably being hid. These people don't understand that no matter what they try to do or not, shit is going to come out. They're going to find out. And this is what's happening, folks. No matter what they do, it's still coming out, man. These powerful people are going to have to pay, man. No matter what they do or try to do, they're going to pay, man. This shit is coming out.
Which was briefly posted and then posted later in the night with different Bates numbers, document numbers. There's this letter, which was postmarked just days after Epstein died. Here's how it reads. Dear LN, Larry Nassar. Dear LN, as you know by now, I have taken the short route home. Good luck. We shared one thing, our love and caring for young ladies at the hope they'd reach their full potential. Our president shares our love of young nubile girls. When a young beauty walked by, he loved to, quote, grab snatch, whereas we ended up snatching grub in the mess halls of the system. Life is unfair. Yours, J. Epstein.
Now, people, let's keep it 100. Wasn't it Donald Trump who was caught on audio saying that he likes to grab him by the pussy? We all heard that when he was saying, yeah, when you famous and you popular and you have money, you can do whatever. They don't say nothing. I grabbed him by the pussy. And what did this letter just happen to say? If you didn't hear it, let me go ahead and rewind it for you one more time. Listen to what he says.
Posted later in the night with different Bates numbers, document numbers. There's this letter, which was postmarked just days after Epstein died. Here's how it reads. Dear LN, Larry Nassar. Dear LN, as you know by now, I have taken the short route home. Good luck. We shared one thing, our love and caring for young ladies at the hope they'd reach their full potential. Our president shares our love of young nubile girls. When a young beauty walked by, he loved to, quote, grab snatch, whereas we ended up snatching grub in the mess halls of the system. Life is unfair. Yours, J. Epstein. Now, this letter, you analyze it, was returned to sender. Reporting indicates that Epstein sent a letter to Nassar from prison before his alleged suicide. The contents of that letter was never revealed. Additional documents show that the letter was submitted for handwriting analysis within the FBI, though it's unclear if investigators ever reached a conclusion on whether or not this letter was definitively written by Jeffrey Epstein. So these images had the document numbers, or we call them Bates numbers, EFTA 36086, 36085, and then there were the various forensic analysis documents, 36076, 36077, and 36078, where it was actually sent out to a lab for a handwriting analysis to see if it was Epstein's. and we never got back those results, or we don't know where those results are as of now.
EVE Online is a vast universe, alive with the unrelenting activity and combined history of its players. Pursuing lives of adventure, warfare, and prosperity, they share this existence in the biggest single shard, free-to-play MMO of all time. Set 21,000 years in the future, EVE takes place in a...
Now, in addition to that, there was another document that we uncovered that I want to share with you, which raises a lot of red flags. Here it is right here. You'll see the document number EFT 29798. Subject, Epstein flight records, dated January 8th, 2020. Let me read it to you. And by the way, this is a letter sent by Assistant United States Attorneys. So these are federal prosecutors from the Southern District of New York. They were the ones who would have been prosecuting Epstein before he died by alleged suicide. And they were the ones who successfully prosecuted Ghislaine Maxwell. Maureen Comey was the successful prosecutor who Donald Trump fired a few months ago. But here's one of the internal emails relating to Epstein flight records from those Southern District of New York prosecutors. Let me read it. For your situational awareness, wanted to let you know that the flight records we received yesterday reflect that Donald Trump traveled on Epstein's private jet many more times than previously has been reported or that we were aware of, including during the period we would expect to charge in a Maxwell case. In particular, he is listed as a passenger on at least 8 flights between 1993 and 1996, including at least 4 flights on which Maxwell was also present. He is listed as having traveled with, among others, and at various times, Marla Maples, his daughter Tiffany, and his son Eric. On one flight in 1993, he and Epstein are the only 2 listed passengers. On another, the only 3 passengers are Epstein, Trump, and then 20-year-old, and this is redacted. Often these redactions are associated with victims. On 2 other flights, 2 of the passengers, respectively, were women who would be possible witnesses in a Maxwell case. We've just finished...
They're breaking him, man. Y'all hearing this? They are breaking him. There's no comeback from this. This is crazy. He's done. We're not stupid. Yo, come on, man. Y'all hearing this, people? What, yo, where are all these Trump defenders now? Y'all notice how MAGA's not bold no more, right? Y'all notice how you don't hear MAGA talking shit no more, nothing like that. MAGA's a nobody right now, bro. This shit is crazy, bro. Let's keep playing this shit. Where you at, MAGA? Y'all not talking shit now.
Reviewing the full records. More than 100 pages of very small script, and didn't want any of this to be a surprise down the road. And this is signed by an assistant U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York. In other words, a federal prosecutor sent this email, and you'll see it has document number 29798. Now, that first letter that purports to be from Epstein to Larry Nassar, that was sent here. Pull it up right here. Look at the date, August 13th of 2019. And that was postmarked a few days actually after Epstein died. But we've heard about the potential existence of a letter like that before. And this idea that Epstein may have sent a letter and it may have been rejected and sent back after he died. Now, the Associated Press actually did.
You see how this shit is all coming out now? Now we can see why these motherfuckers was trying to turn the world around to make sure a lot of this shit didn't come out. I have more. We got some good videos, people. For those that are coming in late, you might want to come back and check it out earlier. But this shit is crazy, bro. Let's keep it moving. This shit is wild right now.
public records request back in 2023 to the Bureau of Prison, they found emails that reference that letter, but they never were able to uncover the actual letter, just emails back and forth that reference the Epstein-Nasser letter. So this was an article from June 2nd, 2023. Prison documents reveal Jeffrey Epstein tried to reach out to Larry Nasser, gymnastics coach convicted of sexual abuse. While he was in prison, disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein sent a letter to Larry Nasser, the former Olympic doctor who sexually abused girls for decades, new documents reveal. The Associated Press first reported the discovery, which was found in the midst of over 4,000 pages of documents the news agency obtained nearly 4 years after Epstein, who was accused of child sex trafficking, died of an apparent suicide in New York City jail while awaiting trial. The new documents offer additional insight into what documents previously released by the Federal Bureau of Prisons, BOP, in 2021 revealed about Epstein's suicide. The documents were acquired from the Bureau of Prisons under the Freedom of Information Act and shed light on Epstein's death and his behavior during his 36 days at the Metropolitan Correction Center, MCC, including his attempt to connect with Nasser, according to the AP. An investigator discovered Epstein's letter to Nasser in the jail mailroom weeks after Epstein was found dead, according to the documents. The letter was not part of the documents obtained by either the AP or CNN, but the documents reference that the letter was returned to the jail in September 2019, weeks after Epstein's death. Quote, "It appeared he mailed it out and it was returned back to him," the investigator told a prison official in an email included in the documents. Quote, "I'm not sure if I should open it or if we should hand it over to anyone." The copy of the email exchange by CNN, obtained by CNN, is redacted and does not reference Nasser by name, but in their reply, an MCC staff attorney described the original addressee of Epstein's letter as, quote, "the former doctor of the U.S. female gymnastics team that was convicted of molesting a bunch of girls under the guide of medical procedures examinations." The attorney added, "Some of the victim accounts are pretty horrific. It is unclear if the two men had any relationship." Also, an article from The Guardian described the letter from Epstein to Nasser that was previously reported among the.
You see why a lot of this shit is being hid and they trying to redact a lot of this? A lot of this is turning out that it's looking like this was not only a cover-up, there was some people killed in here, bro. I still to this day believe Jeffrey Epstein was murdered. I'm sorry, that's just my personal belief. I don't think that man killed himself. I really don't. With the money he had, I think he had enough money to get himself away with the bullshit again. I mean, he got away with it the first time. If you think about it, he got away with it the first time and they had evidence on him. I believe he was murdered. All this that's coming out is showing proof that Jeffrey Epstein was fucking murdered, and the people that murdered him are now about to be fucking exposed, man. This shit is crazy, people. I'm telling you, listen, man, this shit is wild.
Documents that were found in the mailroom weeks after Epstein's death.
We have something cool here. What you're looking at is the new Spedient's home gym. This one is called the Gym Monster 2. And look at how small it is. This actually ships to you, basically assembled, a huge.
Okay, so I want to give you all of that context. So that letter purportedly sent from Epstein and Nasser was referenced before, but the actual letter itself was never uncovered, potentially until what was just released right there. Also, you have that other letter from the top federal prosecutors in the Southern District of New York referencing Trump being on the jet with Epstein more than they even expected right there. But what this is all telling me as well is that there's a lot more documents out there, specifically the documents that really need to be released right now are the FBI interviews with the victims, with the witnesses, with all of these people. Right? I mean, when we talk about Trump being on the jet with Epstein more than those federal prosecutors expected, they're also referencing an entire corpus of evidence and witness interviews that have yet to be released. Those are the documents that need to get out there. And if what I'm sharing with you references Trump or potentially references Trump in these settings, you could judge for yourself. I'm expressing to you opinion protected by the First Amendment of the United States Constitution, right? I'm giving you my opinion here by showing you what's been produced, and I have a right to give you my First Amendment opinion. I want to.
Good morning, Tara Sanchez on the set. I'm telling you, if you just now joining, you might want to go back and watch a little bit of the beginning. This is fucking wild. What happened last night, the information and videos I got saved while I was wrapping Christmas gifts to do this show this morning is fucking crazy, people. I'm telling you, this shit is wild, bro. Trump is finished. It's every day it's looking more and more, not only like a cover-up, but murders. There are some people in here about to really go down for murdering. I still to this day believe motherfucking Jeffrey Epstein was murdered, and I'm gonna keep it going. Let me keep playing this video, people.
To see victims. All this is protected by First Amendment opinion, right? So I want to get you the witness statements. I want to get the FBI statements. I want to get you all these victim and survivor statements. So yesterday, before all this news even broke, I had the opportunity to interview with Democratic Congress member Ro Khanna. He's the Congress member who put forward the discharge petition with Republican Thomas Massie, and he was spot on when he was saying, we know there's a cover-up taking place, and we want to see the FBI witness interviews, especially in light of everything that I just shared with you. We need to see that. So, because what was just uncovered that I'm sharing with you was all yesterday evening, and the Midas Touch Network was one of the first to break this. Let me show you the interview I did with Democratic Congressmember Ro Khanna slightly earlier in the day, but this works perfectly together. Let me show you what my interview with Congressmember Khanna said. Here, play this clip. So look, rather than us just speculating about what our sources are saying, why don't I bring in Democratic Congressmember Ro Khanna? Ro Khanna, along with Republican Congressmember Thomas Massie, were the ones who put forward this discharge petition that became the Epstein Transparency Act that the Trump regime has now violated. So let's bring in Democratic Congressmember Khanna. Congressman Khanna, it is great to be with you right now. So my question for you is, my sourcing tells me that all the victims and survivors that have been speaking with Congress members like yourself are saying that get those FBI interviews released. Those FBI interviews mention some of these other men, these Wall Street tycoons, these politicians, these other people. They'll be on those FBI files. So if there was a hierarchy, wouldn't we want those FBI interviews? And what else could we be doing with this Trump regime right now, given their obstructive behavior, their criminal behavior, Congressman?
Ben, you nailed it. As usual, you got to the heart of the matter. This is what it's all about. The FBI interviews with the survivors. You know what is appalling? You've got Justice releasing the names of survivors. They're literally releasing the names of survivors, which they're not allowed to do by law, but they're not releasing the FBI interview files with those same survivors. And the FBI interview files have the names of other men. They have the names of the Wall Street tycoons, the politicians who visited Epstein's rape island and who either engaged in the rape of these underage girls or covered it up. How do I know? Because I've talked to the survivors. I've talked to the survivors' lawyers who were at the FBI interviews, who gave these names. We're saying release them. But you have the Department of Justice more concerned with protecting the reputations of these men than they are protecting the reputation of these survivors. So, I hope everyone listens to your 90 seconds, because that's what it's all about. It's not, we don't need all 300 gigabits. We don't need all the documents. I mean, that's what the law calls for. What we need is those interview memorandum. And if people don't think it's a hoax, I mean, it's not, because I've talked to the survivors, then just release the interview memos and we'll put it to rest. But I guarantee you, once those interview memorandum are released, there are going to be other powerful men implicated.
Starting a new business is exciting, but creating the perfect logo can feel complicated, costly, and time-consuming. That's where Design.com comes in. the AI-powered design platform that makes logo design and branding simple, fast, and accessible to everyone. Simply enter a prompt about your business and instantly explore thousands of high-quality logo options perfect for your business. Customize every detail with our advanced, user-friendly editor. Once you've chosen your logo, build your brand effortlessly with matching business cards, websites, social posts, flyers, posters, and more. Automatically customized with your brand colors, all in one place. Design your dream logo today. Free at design.com.
Sorry about the commercial, people. I'm sorry. Over here feeding
Well,
the
Congressman, what happens next?
You already know the kids are home from school, so I got the mob here with me and stuff like that. Motherfuckers trying to sneak in and see what's going on. Give me a second, though. Let me go ahead and keep playing this. I got y'all right now. I'm here. I'm focused.
Next, though, when the Trump regime doesn't produce this? Now, I've seen you and Congressman Massey talk about inherent contempt. What does that mean? What else is being discussed? And let's face it, I mean, it's great that Thomas Massey is a Republican in a bipartisan way working with you, and you could pull in a handful of others, as we saw with the discharge petition, but you've got people like James Comer, who actually chairs the Oversight Committee, and he's like, this was great, this is transparency, this is amazing. So how do you deal with all of that?
James Comer is part of the 3%. The Thomas Massey put out a poll to his supporters, to the MAGA base. How many people think it was transparent? 3%. How many think it was not transparent? 97%. I have never had more MAGA Republicans back me up than when I called out Pam Bondi. One said, I don't ever retweet Indians, but I'm going to make an exception and retweet Khanna because he's right about Pam Bondi. I mean, these are the kind of MAGA people who are upset with what Pam Bondi has done. They know it is total fabrication. They know that they're hiding and protecting these rich and powerful men. And, you know, Massey and I, we don't stand at convention. You know, we have some people in our own party saying, well, we got to have a process and it's too premature. Come on, we know she's lying. So we said we're going to introduce inherent contempt. That means that every day she doesn't produce a document after a certain grace period, she's going to be fined $5,000. And the sergeant of arms can actually arrest her to do that. Now, whether that actually comes to pass, it scared them enough that they suddenly started to release unredacted versions of the documents that they released that were redacted. Why? Because they know that Republicans are going to support our contempt proceeding. They know that Susan Wiles, the White House chief of staff, is livid at how botched Bondi has been and the DOJ has been. They know that the MAGA base on this issue, not on any other issue, on this issue, the MAGA base disapproves of Donald Trump overwhelmingly. And our final step is going to be with the survivors. We've talked to them today. They're willing to come to the Capitol again to relive their trauma a third time. The first time they came.
That's what's going to happen. And I fucking knew it. I said it. These people don't understand. If you do not release these names and stop playing with these people, they're going to come to the Capitol once again, and there's going to be a list. And one by one, they're going to read that list of names, and it's not going to go too well. I'm telling you, it's not going to go too well for them, and that's what they're not understanding, man. People want to know the fucking truth, man. People are pissed off. They're sick of the lies. They don't want to hear the bullshit no more. Now they're releasing information because they know they have no choice. People don't want to go to jail. And what you don't understand is Donald Trump is not going to be in power forever. As soon as he's out, y'all who were on his fucking bandwagon, sucking his mommy and daddy button, are all going to be caught up in some shit. You're going to have to pay the piper. Keep your emails. Keep your fucking text messages. Keep whatever paperwork you have, man. Keep your receipts. Because as soon as that nigga's out, a lot of y'all about to be going to jail. A lot of y'all gonna be fucked. The man over here, the FBI agent stealing money. Bro, shit is not good. Oh, sorry. I jumped the gun a little bit. That's the video that I'm going to be playing for y'all in a little bit. Yeah, this is not a game, people. These people are fucked, man. And they're trying to run for the border because they have no choice now. And that's the shit, J Metz. Good morning, brother. Everybody wants to fight. Yo, Bill Clinton already came out and said, fuck that. If it means I got to get thrown under the bus to show the truth, show the truth. Come on, man. The majority of all these fucking PPP people are all fucking Republicans, high-powered people. We already saw what happened to the Prince of Wales. They done kicked that nigga out the family. They done stripped him of everything. My man living in a hotel. He was the dude that was with that chick, Virginia Giuffre. Come on, man. They have no choice. Shit is starting to get leaked. That's why people are quitting. People are running. They trying to get ahead of this because they know when it's all said and done, motherfuckers is about to burn. Niggas is about to fry behind this shit.
We passed it through the House. The second time they came, we passed it through the Senate, and the president signed it. And the third time they came, the whole country is going to be watching. I don't think Pam Bondi wants that. She should release the files.
And truth be told, you know why both sides agreed on this shit, J Metz? I'm going to keep it real with you. Because I believe the majority of all the people that are involved in this PPP shit are in Donald Trump's cabinet, bro. The majority of the people involved are all around Donald Trump in his cabinet. Every one of his major fucking lieutenants around him at some point or not has something to do with this. And I think your boy Elon Musk realized how serious the situation was, that Trump was a fucking pedo, and he ran for the fucking border, bro. He ran for the border. Let's keep playing this.
Do you share maybe some of the other things under consideration in terms of legal action? I think you have your quasi-civil criminal, this inherent contempt, these fines, and perhaps criminal referrals. I think people want the documents too, though. Like, people still, is there a process to get at the documents? And, you know, I've tried to wear my former litigation cap in these big types of cases. And I'm thinking, you know, in these big disputes where I've fought over terabytes of documents, when I was taking down big Ponzi schemers out here in California, the big MedCap Ponzi scheme I was involved. You may remember that back in California, back in the day, you know, as well. We had 3, 4, 5 terabytes, actually more documents than here. And you would bring in discovery referees and people who can help, you know, turn it over. So I just wonder if there's any jurisdiction amongst any of the federal courts that have released these grand jury transcripts, because you noticed on that so-called fact sheet that the DOJ put out, which is like a lie sheet about their cover-up, they try to blame it on the judges and say the judges are the one holding up. So I just wonder, you show it to Judge Engelmeyer and Berman, you're like, look what they're saying. They're saying you have jurisdiction. Let's get a referee and, you know, let's turn this stuff over.
It's a brilliant suggestion. And I was actually talking to several of the lawyers on the Oversight Committee and others about exactly your suggestion, that we take it back to the federal judge. That federal judge has already ruled that these documents should be released based on the Epstein transparency law. And we said, look, you should appoint a special master to see what should be redacted to protect victim identity, but not redacted to protect rich and powerful men who raped underage girls. And why don't you make a determination about what complies with the law? A lot of the law professors and others who have looked at it, and legal experts, have said what the Justice Department doesn't pass the laugh test in terms of compliance with our law, because our law explicitly says 2 things. Internal communications need to be released. Work product needs to be released. Draft of decisions whether to charge or not need to be released. And they're claiming work product privilege. Well, we explicitly drafted the statute to make that an excuse that they couldn't use. Our law also says you can't consider reputational harm. You can't consider embarrassment. They're out there saying, well, we want to protect some of these rich men because they weren't charged and there's no corroborating evidence. No, you can't use that. If there is an accusation in a witness memorandum, you need to release that. So going to these judges is an excellent strategy. By the way, it doesn't have to be Congress. It can be any litigation that does that. It could be the survivors. It could be a nonprofit whistleblowing agency. Go to the federal judges, ask for a special master, have them review the documents. That probably is another way that we're going to get to the truth of the matter.
Right. You have that. You can bring an injunctive relief action, an initiated proceeding. Maybe you relate it to the, it's so fascinating. Enforcing the law that you created. What I find fascinating too, and you probably use a different word for it other than fascinating, is Todd Blanche is saying, look, the drafters of this, Khanna and Massey, they never excluded our ability to assert attorney-client, work product, deliberative process privilege. He's expressly said that in that memo that I read, and he's like, so the law enables us to do all of these. So before we go, what do you say? You're the drafter of the law. You and Massey came up with this thing. So when he's out there saying the drafters never stopped us from doing that, what's the congressional intent behind this?
Oh, he's flat out wrong. And former prosecutors who've looked at this, former law professors who've looked at this have said that's not going to survive 5 minutes in front of a court. And the reason is we explicitly wanted the work product. We knew when we had talked to survivors that we wanted the 60-count draft indictment that had been prepared in the Epstein case. Only 2 counts were actually charged. Why were the 60 counts dropped? We wanted that draft indictment. We wanted the draft prosecution memo. That's how we drafted the language. So we have a section in a 2-page bill, a section saying any internal communication in the Justice Department about whether to charge or not needs to be released. It's explicitly asking for the internal deliberations for the work product. This is not ambiguous, and there is congressional record and testimony about how Massey and I want those explicit documents. The survivors who are standing with us are saying those are the documents we want. So, Blanche he just thinks that he could have talked his way out of this and everyone would forget because we're headed to Christmas. That was their strategy. And what's mind-boggling to me is that's been their strategy for the last 9 months. Let's just put something out and hope people forget. And Susan Wiles herself is saying this is incompetent. This is a whiff. And by the way, they're just making it a bigger and bigger deal because the average person at home is saying, they're exposing the survivors, but they're not exposing the people who are abusing the survivors. Why are they hiding for these people? What are they covering up? And what is so corrupt about this system? And so they're going to be in for a rude awakening in January if they do not, in the next 7 days, get this stuff out there.
I don't know if you can share this, but any FBI whistleblowers or DOJ whistleblowers who may be on the horizon, who's upset about the way this was handled, who may have information?
We've had some approaching our office and the committee. I obviously can't get into the details, but there are people who are upset about the non-compliance with the law, and they don't want to be held accountable, right? Anyone who is at the Justice Department who's involved with this, who's not complying, could be prosecuted for obstruction of justice. Now, Pam Bondi's not.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. These niggas don't understand. Y'all gonna be prosecuted for this. Yo, fuck this. I'm jumping ship. Trump did this, and this. I'm not going to jail for this orange taco tip motherfucker. You think I'm spending the rest of my life in jail because this asshole was... Nah, fuck that, bro. The only sad part about this, and I repeat this again, my wife is a federal officer, and at the end of the fucking year, this nigga is not going to reopen the government. A lot of innocent people are about to suffer, and it's sad, bro. A lot of people about to suffer because of this orange taco tip motherfucker. And wait, folks, because that's going to be the next thing. I'm telling you.
Not going to prosecute them. And Donald Trump isn't going to have an attorney general who prosecutes them. But, in 2029, we're going to have a Democratic president. And that Democratic president is going to have an attorney general. And that attorney general is going to prosecute the law, not out of vindictiveness, out of just saying that you can't commit crimes and get away with it. By the way, I think that should apply to crimes, not just in violating the Epstein Transparency Act. I think it should apply to crimes with ICE, crimes in terms of the strikes in the Caribbean. We need accountability before reconciliation. So if you're at the Justice Department and you know that you're violating the law, you probably don't want obstruction of justice charges brought against you. And that's why I think more and more people are speaking up.
Well, I want to thank you, Congressmember Connor, for joining us. That was, I think, helpful for our audience to understand what happens next. Everybody hit subscribe. Help us get to 6 million subscribers. And again, thank you, Congressman Connor, for joining us. Let's get to 6 million subscribers. The truth is more important.
Crazy, yo. That's just wild, bro. That's what I'm telling y'all, yo. This shit is absolutely crazy. There's no release from that, bro. They stuck. No matter what they do, they're gonna have to do something, because you know what? I was gonna wait till a little bit later to show you guys this video, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show this video to y'all now. This video is fucking about Ghislaine Maxwell. She's pissed. I think she's realizing that Trump is in a world of fucking problems, and he's about to lose a lot of power. And now she's trying to stress him the fuck out with like, yo, nigga, get me out of jail now. I want out now. I want out of here now. I'm not waiting, no nothing. Get me out. And I think she's going to start squealing, and she's going to start talking for the simple reason that she knows this nigga's his power is fading. Let's go to Jay Met's comment. Havoc, check this out. Remember, Pam Bondi was Attorney General of Florida the first time Epstein was prosecuted and got that sweet deal. Acosta is one who handles the case directly and gave him the deal. That's what I'm saying. This shit is crazy, bro. They set this man up for murder, bro. I'm telling you, I think that's what they hiding in these Epstein files, bro. And I think he knew they were gonna kill him, yo. I believe he knew they were gonna kill him, and he was trying to reach out to the wrong people, or just let it be known that if anything happened to him, niggas need to look into this. Something not right here. I'm telling you, bro, they killed that man, bro. And it's coming out more and more. And I think that's why your boy Elon Musk jumped ship, bro. He jumped ship. And now, check this out, Jay. This bitch is flipping. She wants out. She don't want to be in jail no more. She's up in here causing problems and everything. I got the video right now I'm about to play. It says here, Trump made Acosta Secretary of Labor. As Secretary of Labor, Acosta somehow became in charge of taking kids from families at border. I'm telling you, this shit is crazy, bro. These people don't understand. They better keep their receipts, keep their emails, keep their fucking paperwork, because when it's all said and done, they're gonna burn, bro. And now this bitch is in jail causing problems. She's talking about she want out. She don't want to spend Christmas or the New Year's in jail. Bro, it's a wrap, bro. His world is crumbling faster than what he thought. Boom. Check it out. She went out, bro. She's not fucking around with him no more. She's going to be the one she's going to really turn this shit upside down.
Ghislaine Maxwell just did the one thing Donald Trump was worried about most. That is implicate him in her crimes. It is the reason that she is in a low security 5-star hotel type prison right now. Why she gets DoorDash, a puppy, and yoga classes. It's because Donald Trump wanted her quiet. But Ghislaine Maxwell can't help the fact that Epstein documents continue to reveal Donald Trump's crimes and incriminate him. And that is exactly what was exposed over a secret meeting between Ghislaine Maxwell and Donald Trump that we are going to get into. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video. And if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button, because it goes a long way in support.
So check it out, Jay. You see this shit? She sees the writing on the wall, Jay Metz. She's like, yo, if I don't get out of prison now, I'm never going to get out of prison. She knows if he doesn't get her out and pardon her, she's never going to get out of jail. They're going to keep her in there. She already told Congress to go suck a nut. She ain't talking to them. So they're like, oh, okay, you're not talking to us? You better pray to God he gets you out of jail. And now Bondi is in charge of covering her. She can't even do that herself. Her dumb ass leaked a photo of her sitting on Donald Trump's lap when she was 14, Jay. She was one of his victims. This bitch was not qualified to be in the position she is, and neither is Kristi Noem. And both these bitches got mad powerful positions and never served a get the fuck out of here. We seen Pat Bondi as a 14-year-old at them parties, hanging out, sitting on Trump's lap. I don't know about Kristi Noem. I ain't never seen no shit, but the bitch don't deserve the position she got. Let's just keep it 100. This shit is out of total fucking chaos. This is out of control, man. Everybody and their mother is like, what in the fuck is going on? You took a nigga from Fox News and made him in charge of the Department of fucking Defense. The nigga changed it to the Department of War. He out here shooting fruit and fucking fishing boats and killing people off of supposed fucking goddamn drugs that ain't no drugs on these boats. They just went ahead again in Venezuela and pirated another motherfucking oil tanker drone that was coming from China to Venezuela. And China's not going to sit back and take that shit lightly. Like, yo, what the fuck are you doing, man? We bought that shit from Venezuela. Why you jump? That's 3 now. That's 3 ships that were full with oil heading to fucking China that the United States done went ahead and did some fucking Jack Sparrow, Pirates of the Caribbean type shit and took a, what the fuck are we doing over there, bro? You crazy? Why are you fucking, this nigga's trying to start a war so bad, bro. That's the only thing that's going to keep this nigga in power and get all of our attention off of what's going on, a fucking war. Because he knows we would have no choice but to focus on this war because niggas don't really want to die. But this bitch ass nigga will be in a nice cozy place safe from all the bullshit. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Let's finish the video, folks. If you haven't, you need to try to catch up a little bit later on how the show started. Some of that information is key. It's about shit that's been leaked. All of this information I'm showing you has been leaked since last night. I just couldn't do a live last night because the kids were sleeping. Me and wifey were wrapping Christmas gifts. We had no choice. These little fuckers don't want to sleep. They be knowing what we doing. Y'all already know. These new kids these days, they motherfuckers, bro. But yeah, that's why I didn't even do the show last night. So I got a couple of more videos even after this one. But this is the one that's going to turn this whole shit upside down. Nicki Minaj is on some other shit, J-Mets. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. That bitch is wild. But then again, can you blame her? Both her brother and husband are pedos. They pedophilians. That's what she doing. She crazy, bro. That broad is crazy, bro. She out of her fucking rabbit ass mind too, man. She's being laughed at in the industry. That's why I said the music industry right now, because of Diddy and shit like Nicki Minaj, the shit is done, bro. And yes, I agree. This is the year of the PPP, the Pedo Protection Program. This shit is crazy. You got to hear the video I played earlier when it said that in one of the videos they were joking about grabbing broads by the private parts. Let's finish this video. This is Ghislaine Maxwell. She told them, apparently she must have told his lawyers, get me out of here before Christmas and New Year's. And now that she sees the writing in the wall, she see this nigga's going through some shit. She's stirring problems up in jail. She's fucking with them. She wants out. So here we go.
Supporting our work. Now, before we get into this secret meeting and how Maxwell from prison is implicating Donald Trump, I want to start with a breakdown of the latest reporting that you need to know. Context for this most recent development that comes from Lawrence O'Donnell right here.
The Times reports Mr. Epstein was a frequent guest at Mar-a-Lago parties. A woman who said Mr. Epstein trafficked her in the late 1990s and early 2000s recalled attending at least a half a dozen of the parties beginning when she was 17. She told the New York Times that the invitations she received when she was 17 were, quote, to be Donald Trump's guest at Mar-a-Lago. According to one invitation she shared with the Times, the parties were open bar and no one checked IDs. She said Mr. Trump was always all over them, she recalled. A 20-year-old model who attended a Trump party at Mar-a-Lago told the New York Times, I had a glass of champagne and I immediately felt not well, Ms. Brock recalled, adding, I thought my drink had been spiked. According to the New York Times reporting, Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein attended parties at each other's homes. The Times reports one of the women, who has never before spoken publicly about the experience, told the Times that Mr. Epstein had coerced her into attending 4 parties at Mr. Epstein's home. Mr. Trump attended all 4, the woman said. At 2 of them, she said, Mr. Epstein directed her to have sex with other male guests. In an email among those released by Congress in November, Mr. Epstein boasted that he gave Mr. Trump a 20-year-old woman whom Mr. Epstein dated in the 1990s. In a 2010 deposition, Mr. Epstein was asked if he had ever socialized with Mr. Trump with girls under 18, and he did more than 3 dozen times during the deposition. Mr. Epstein invoked his constitutional right not to answer.
Wow.
At one of those parties, here's how Jeffrey Epstein introduced himself. Quote, "I'm Jeffrey. I'm Don's best."
That's a whole fact, J-Mets. That's a whole fact. And we know Diddy himself said he was on Epstein Island. So we don't even have to say nothing else. He himself said he was on Epstein Island. Look at this motherfucking shit. Let me rewind it because I don't want to fuck it up. Here you go. Check this shit out.
At one of those parties, here's how Jeffrey Epstein introduced himself. Quote, "I'm Jeffrey. I'm Don's best friend." That's how Jeffrey Epstein introduced himself to a beauty pageant contestant at one of Donald Trump's hotels. That contestant, Beatrice Kuhl, told the New York Times, quote, "One of Mr. Trump's employees asked her to meet privately with him in a suite upstairs. Almost as soon as she arrived," Ms. Kuhl said, "Mr. Trump began groping her, kissing her, and trying to lift her dress. I yelled, I screamed, I pushed him," she said. "He didn't want to give up." She said she was withholding some details of what happened because she had been subject to anonymous threats. Ms. Kuhl also provided the Times with pictures of documents corroborating her participation in the pageant and of herself with Mr. Trump. So that's crazy. Is a case of sexual assault by Donald Trump that has not previously been reported, that was reported there by the New York Times and not denied by Donald Trump when given an opportunity by the New York Times. Donald Trump has not been charged with anything connected with Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. Marina Lacerda spoke publicly for the first time outside of the Capitol.
That's been released since last night.
The worst state to live in right now is Virginia, and nobody's talking about it.
On September 3rd.
The DOJ is so frantic to dismiss new reporting about Donald Trump's relationship with Epstein and the crimes that they committed alongside each other that they put out a post this morning saying anything that's going to come out in these Epstein documents doesn't implicate Donald Trump.
I'm with you too, J-Mets. I thought I would never live in a time where we would see some shit like this, bro. I kid you not, bro. Times have changed, bro. I mean, this is serious, bro. They really trying to protect. I'm telling you, that's why I said, man, all these niggas in government, they need to go. All you old geezers, this is the new way. This is the new world. This is a new wave. This new generation is not gonna fuck around and put up with this bullshit, man. But I never thought I'd see some shit like this in my life, bro. After Trump won the first time and did what he did, I said, this man, they would never in their lives ever let somebody like Trump run for president or let him be president. Yo, I didn't think he was really going to try to run again. I said, they ain't going to let that nigga run again. They crazy. Bro, they really let this motherfucker run and he won. Granted, he had fucking Elon Musk help him cheat, but this motherfucker really won. That's the crazy part about it. But I agree with you, J-Mets. I'm on the same page. I never thought in my life I would live to see some shit like this. And it's going to get worse. It's really gonna get worse into November of next year, bro. Until we take over the House and the motherfucking Senate, it's gonna get worse, man. We're gonna suffer, man. This is gonna be a hard couple of fucking months coming up. The next few months are gonna be hard, bro. Especially for government workers and everything. This nigga need to either croak. They need the 25th Amendment, get him the fuck out of there, or he need to go to jail. Some more got to come out to get this man out, man, because all he's doing is causing more and more damage. He's trying to start a war, and we ain't got no backup, bro. We truly don't got no backup. We ain't gonna get backup. The motherfucking, he didn't even show up for that fucking the United Nations, the NATO expose. He was on some idiot bitch shit. Come on, man.
And it's all fabricated. None of it's real. The DOJ, the Department of Justice, posted that about the president of the United States. Have they posted that about any other political or public figure? Of course not. They are only bringing more attention to this, and they are only causing greater problems for Donald Trump. But because they realize that we will not stop talking about it, I guess they're just going to continue to push forward and try to cover this up. The most recent example of this with that post is so obvious obvious and so poorly done that it just makes clear why we need to continue to investigate and call for transparency, especially when we are seeing Donald Trump implicated once again, not just alongside Epstein, but alongside Maxwell. And it provides so much important context for how we've gotten to this point where she is in a luxury resort. And it's because of this right here. A DOJ email says Trump flew on Epstein's plane with Maxwell and Epstein at least 8 times in 1993 to 1996, cases that were previously unreported. One of 2 of the flights were women who would be possible witnesses in a Maxwell case. Donald Trump was flying with just Ghislaine Maxwell on Jeffrey Epstein's plane with women described as possible witnesses. Now, I don't know if that could be because they were victims of Epstein, once again disproving this point, Ghislaine Maxwell having perjured herself and saying, oh, Donald Trump was never around victims. Donald Trump was never around anyone who Epstein abused. Donald Trump was a perfect gentleman.
All right, so now we see what the fuck is going on, people. There we go. That's why she's fucking, that's crazy, 80 times in 3 years. So now, being that she perjured herself, J-Mets, being that she perjured herself and these documents are coming out and they're showing that she fucking lied to Congress the first time, she's freaking the fuck out. She's freaking out because she knows she's fucked. He said, you got it right. He said 80, bro. He said 80 times in 3 years. This nigga was partying with this motherfucker, bro. These niggas was wilding. Yo, Mets, it was reported the other day it's over 1,200 victims. If you check one of my lives from the other day, I think the day before yesterday, they reported it was over 1,200 victims. That's crazy. Yes, Sarah, over 1,200 victims have been reported. The funny shit is that one of the victims worked for Donald Trump, Pam Bondi. We all saw that picture of her as 14-year-old sitting in his lap at one of them parties. That's crazy. Now we know how she got her job. And that's why she's doing a poor job at covering up the bullshit. But yes.
He never even stopped in the house. Apparently he was on the plane. So that's indisputable. But what's also important and interesting to me here is that I think a lot of the conversation around Epstein and the connection to Ghislaine Maxwell has been, obviously Donald Trump is just trying to shut up Ghislaine Maxwell as it relates to the crimes that he committed alongside Epstein. But what about the crimes he committed alongside Ghislaine Maxwell? She's not just in prison for orchestrating Epstein's crimes. I think that's something that we lose sight of sometimes, believing that she was simply just an accomplice or a paper pusher or someone who was, moving around the schedule. That's just not true. Ghislaine Maxwell herself is a sex criminal. It is why it is even more insane that she was moved to a low security prison, something that is not allowed of sex criminals like herself. So Ghislaine Maxwell, a witness with Donald Trump on the plane in which they were traveling with, might have been one of the victims of the abuse that we saw from Ghislaine Maxwell. And so Donald Trump was involved with that. Was he possibly involved in the abuse? Was he then going on to try to silence this person? Was Donald Trump and his public standing used as a threat to keep this person quiet and not speaking out against Ghislaine Maxwell, not testifying potentially in court? Was Donald Trump involved in any witness tampering? These are all questions we continue to not have answers to. But every time we ask a question like that, no matter how dark it is, it seems like the answer is yes, Donald Trump was involved in all of these things, even from prison. Ghislaine Maxwell is still incriminating Donald Trump and showing how close their ties are. And I think that is the important takeaway here, that Trump was not just involved with Jeffrey Epstein, but he was involved in this entire network of abuse. When we talk about the powerful men who ran alongside Epstein, we have to keep in mind that what Kash Patel said about there being no other young girls trafficked, that it was just a one-man operation, is a claim that he is using to obfuscate and to cover up the rest of the cabal of.
And we know that's a motherfucking lie. And that's what kills me, bro. I don't know how the fuck Jeffrey Epstein was the only one to burn for all of this when they knew They must have been a cover up. Somebody else was covering this up. I'm telling you, this cover up goes higher than what I think we being told, man. There's some shit in here that's really getting out of fucking hand, man. Because somebody was covering up these complaints. Somebody was covering up the whistleblowers. Something's not right here, man. I'm telling you right now, this shit is gonna blow up. It's gonna get a lot worse before it gets better, man.
Criminals. Because when we start to unlock these other accomplices, when we start to see who the other associates are, these are individuals who could give us more insight into Donald Trump's crimes and into his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. That is the transparency that we're looking for. It's not just about Donald Trump. It certainly is to an extent, given that he's the most powerful man in the world and he's using that power to.
Yeah, that's 100%, Tara. That's 100%. All these women I'm telling you, I believe Christy Nome had to be one of his victims, and that's why she's in the position she has now. I'm telling you, bro. This shit is wild. This shit is wild fucking crazy, bro. This shit is absolutely fucking wild. I can't believe this, bro. Like I said, I'm like Jay Metz right now. I can't believe I'm living to see some madness like this. Because this is absolutely fucking madness, bro. This is total fucking madness. It makes no sense. In God, this shit is crazy, bro. It is absolutely crazy what the fuck is going on right now. It's shocking. Get the fuck out of here. Every day we wake up, it's something new. Something out of character, some old crazy shit. It's just wild, bro. It's just fucking absolutely
Cover
wild.
up. But it's also about finding the other associates. And every time you see another financial record that is uncovered, another financial institution that covered for Epstein, it gives us more information, more connections, and more people who can go on the record and share what they saw. And that is what Donald Trump is most afraid of, that snowballing effect that we are starting to see.
This game, you're not ready for it.
Thank commercial.
Might I also add how fucking crazy it is that Ghislaine Maxwell gets to eat, food like she's got DoorDash. She's got like the Uber Eats premium subscription right now. And she's playing with her puppy and doing yoga and probably like building Legos. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a fucking tree in her room right now and she's got presents considering how they treat her. Like that's the standard that Ghislaine Maxwell gets as a sex criminal. That is what she is, who Donald Trump was best buds with. Again, we have to eradicate this idea that
Morning. LES is on the set. Was good. Yo, this shit is wild, bro. And I knew this shit was gonna have it, bro. I knew it. She's seeing the writing on the wall that Trump is losing his power, and she wants out of jail before it happens, bro. And that's why she's about to blow this whole shit up. I'm telling you, this shit is crazy. Morning, LES show. The show is wild, bro. If you can, a little bit later, try to catch up and see what happened earlier. Yo, some videos that happened. Yo, overnight, there was some shit that went down, files, leaks, and everything. But I didn't do a show because I was busy wrapping Christmas gifts. You already know how the kids are. You got to do this shit when they're sleeping. But yeah, it's wild, bro. I'm going to keep playing this video. Just catch up. It's crazy, bro. It's absolutely crazy.
this narrative, this picture that's been painted that Ghislaine Maxwell was kind of just moving the schedule around. She herself is a violent criminal. And Donald Trump was on a plane, potentially with women that she abused, and maybe Donald Trump as well. And that letter that we reported on this morning that came out at midnight last night, Jeffrey Epstein said that Donald Trump was grabbing young women. He was grabbing girls, teenagers, children. We don't think that the same little girls that Ghislaine Maxwell was abusing, Trump could have as well. That's what this circle was. And the cover-up is just so clear at this point. Ari Melber broke down the criminality of it right here.
Tonight, the week begins with a cover-up, specifically an illegal cover-up. We are discussing and reporting, of course, the Trump DOJ's minimal and often redacted release of the Epstein files. They have violated the law. And this is a time where it is important to speak clearly with one voice about what we know. That doesn't mean screaming opinions from the rafters about every politician. It does mean telling you what's actually happening. Your government is hiding this sex trafficker's files after both claiming to release them, claiming that was the plan, then signing a law with a deadline to release them, and now, as of Friday, breaking that law. This is bringing on major heat, warnings from lawmakers, including some Republicans, threats about what they will do with their lawful power to make the government of Donald Trump follow the law. That's been an issue in more than one category this year, more than one department, but this is a big one. Tonight, we will also break down some of what we learned from Friday's release, because as I've told you, on the one hand, there's a huge cover-up. On the other hand, there has been progress. This push and what the survivors demanded has at least led to some selective disclosures. And so we will show you some of what matters about that later. While the top story, the most substantive, important thing going on here is your government's cover-up. Today, top Senate Democrat Schumer says they are looking to take legal action immediately to address what the DOJ is doing. Two House lawmakers who wrote this legislation say the DOJ...
This broad right here, she don't know she's about to burn in hell, on earth, and in hell. She's stupid. She's an idiot, and she doesn't understand. She's about to take a real bad hit behind this. She's an idiot, man. What's good, Chaos Truth? What's good? What's good? Hey, morning, y'all. Havoc. I'm still astonished how this is actually playing. Yeah, man. Tell you, that's what we all looking crazy right now. We can't believe this shit is happening like this. I don't think none of us saw this bullshit happening. This is crazy, bro. No one saw the government running like this. Come on now, man. These people are out of their fucking rabbit ass mind. This nigga's really in there tripping, bro. And I think that's what it is. Niggas are starting to realize, yo, we're gonna get in trouble behind this. We need to start jumping shit. This shit, yo, now we understand why they were redacting everything. Bro, this shit, just with the new leaks that they're giving us, bro, we're putting 2 and 2 together. This man is in some shit, bro. I believe some of these people are gonna be shown as fucking implicated in murders and shit like that. Like, this is crazy, bro. This
must release all the files or they will hold the Attorney General in contempt.
What's good, Hershey's?
There are several ways to get at this. Some take longer, some are shorter. The quickest way, and I think the most expeditious way to get justice for these victims is to bring inherent contempt against Pam Bondi. And that doesn't require going through the courts. And give her, and basically Rokan and I are talking about and drafting that right now.
We only need the House for inherent contempt, and we're building a bipartisan coalition, and it would fine Pam Bondi for every day that she's not releasing these documents.
Oh, yeah, she's done. Ain't nobody got that. Yeah, I'm telling you, you heard it first here, and I'm going to say this. Y'all know with every show and every live I do, I always say this. Where the fuck is the vice president at? Where is J.D. Vance? In all this madness, there is no sighting or no word of the vice president. Where the fuck is the vice president at? Whether he's a better choice or not, where you at, my man? You the number 2 dude. What the fuck is going on here? So, I'm telling you, this whole shit is funny, bro. This shit smells dirty, funny. Something is not in the water right. This shit is crazy.
That's a Republican and a Democrat explaining one way to try to force the compliance that DOJ is currently refusing.
These people are criminals, and everyone, not just Pam Bondi, but everyone at the DOJ should be held accountable. This is not a moment in which we can just decide after this is all done, we move on. There needs to be real accountability. There needs to be real accountability. And everyone at the DOJ should be well aware of that right now. If you want to obstruct justice, just know what is coming. We are going to continue to call these people out. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video. If you stuck around to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments.
That's crazy, bro. That's absolutely wild. This is what I'm talking about. Absolutely what I'm talking about. This shit is, this don't make no sense. I'm telling you, this shit's gonna get to the point where you can't hide it no more. There's no way to hide it. No way to hide it. And I got another video I'm about to show you from him himself, from Jack. Is about this shit is crazy. Oh my God. I hope you people got a strong stomach, because this video might piss off a lot of you guys. I'm just letting y'all know now, have a strong stomach. This one's gonna probably piss you up. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all. This one is absolutely fucking wild. It's crazy. I hope you got a strong stomach. And if you want to see why I'm saying that, let me show you what the title is. OMG, Epstein's suicide letter reveals Trump child. Okay, let's go.
Donald Trump's cover-up of his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein and the crimes that they committed together did not begin on January 20th of this year. It started in his first administration. For decades now, Donald Trump has been trying to distance himself from Epstein because he knows the truth will come out, that these two men committed crimes together at the expense of children, of young girls who they abused. And the first person who would tell you that is Jeffrey Epstein himself. And he did just that. And a letter that was sent days after his mysterious death in prison under Donald Trump's watch, in which he exposed Donald Trump's crimes, he exposed his disgusting and illegal behavior towards children, and he exposed what we've known all along, that this cover-up started in the first administration. We are going to get into this newly published Epstein doc, but before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button, because it goes a long way in supporting our work. Now, before we can get into this newly released document, I want to start with some important context reporting that Lawrence O'Donnell is sharing about Donald Trump's disgusting and illegal behavior towards children that colors this new letter from Epstein.
And at the height of Jeffrey Epstein's sexual abuse of children and sex trafficking, Donald Trump said in 2002, "I've known Jeff for 15 years, terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It has even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side." The younger side. How many 48-year-old men do you know who invite 14-year-old girls to their parties?
Wow.
Jeffrey Epstein did that. And so did the 48-year-old Donald Trump. The New York Times reports that Donald Trump held parties at his home in Florida where he invited 14-year-old girls. Tina Davis, who worked with Ford models in the mid-1990s, said in an interview that her Ford booker instructed her to get dressed up and attend a Mar-a-Lago party in late 1994. Just 14 and new to Miami, she was told to dress sexy, according to her mother, Sandra Coleman, who had accompanied her to Florida.
Okay, I gotta pause it right there. I gotta pause this right here, because I'm about to turn this shit upside down. Did he just say that her fucking mother accompanied her to these fucking parties? So you had some of these mothers taking their fucking daughters and basically handing them off to these, get the fuck out of here. Wait a minute. Am I missing something? Hold on a second. I gotta rewind. I think I'm tripping. He must have said something about the mothers, but he didn't say the mothers were taking the daughters there, right? Did I miss something, guys? Nah, hold on. Let me go back. I didn't hear that right. I don't want to accuse nobody. Hold on a second.
1994, just 14 and new to Miami, she was told to dress sexy, according to her mother, Sandra Coleman, who had accompanied her to Florida. 8 or 9 other models came along on the bus. All the girls were really young, Ms. Coleman recalled in an interview. Some of them could have been in training bras. When they arrived at Mar-a-Lago, Ms. Coleman said her daughter was promptly handed a glass of champagne. She took it away, but waiters kept offering more. Each time one of the middle-aged men at the party approached her daughter, Ms. Coleman would walk over and introduce herself as Ms. Davis's mother. During a trip to the bathroom.
Why would she, once you saw that as a fucking parent, once you saw that, you should have took your seat and left. Like, yo, so-and-so, let's get the fuck out of here. I don't know what the fuck is going on in here. What the fuck is this? You grab your daughter and you go. You don't stay there to, no, she don't need a drink. No, she don't need that. You're just basically, you're implicating yourself in the bullshit. You grab your kid and you go. You get on the phone. You call the police or you call the parents of some of these other kids. Like, yo, this is a fucking a free-for-all. These men are in here doing what the fuck they want with our daughters. What the fuck is this? You're just a disgusting parent, just like these fucking pedos. This is crazy.
They ran into Mr. Trump's new wife, whom they had met earlier. Marla Maples clasped her hands. Ms. Coleman recalled and looked her in the eye. Whatever you do, do not let her around any of these men, and especially my husband, she told Ms. Coleman. Protect her.
Hey, yo. Okay. I had the cam on for a second. I need to play that back. Wait a minute. This is crazy, bro. Do y'all hear what he just said about Donald Trump's wife? About Donald Trump's wife and what the fuck is going on, bro? He just basically said that his wife at the time, Marla Maples, basically was going to different girls' mothers, letting them know, yo, get your daughters, don't leave your... Hey, yo, this... At any point did anybody with brains in their head thought maybe we should be calling the police or informing somebody with authority or power that this was going? Are you this is wild. This is wild. This is the victim's mother telling us what the fuck. You just as dumb as the fucking pig. You just implicated as the rest of them because you allowed your daughter to stay there, even with this man's fucking wife telling you, hey, yo.
Marla Maples clasped her hands. Ms. Coleman recalled and looked her in the eye. Whatever you do, do not let her around any of these men, and especially my husband, she told Ms. Coleman. Protect her. 14 years old, invited to Donald Trump's home, handed champagne repeatedly. Unlike her former husband, Donald Trump, Marla Maples, Donald Trump's second wife, responded to New York Times inquiries about that story. The New York Times reports Ms. Maples denied making the comment, I would always protect young women in any way I could. She said, but I am sure I didn't specifically say that about my daughter's father. Donald Trump's second wife, Marla Maples, received a substantial financial settlement in her divorce from Donald Trump. The Times reports Mr. Epstein was a frequent guest at Mar-a-Lago parties.
And let us not forget that on one of my shows earlier, I can't remember what show earlier, it was also released in the Epstein files that Marla Maples had made multiple complaints against Donald Trump on how she felt he had inappropriate dealings with his oldest daughter, Ivanka Trump, when Ivanka's mother was no longer around. She also made that claim about her daughter, Tiffany Trump, who doesn't have nothing to do with her father. We don't even hear about that Trump daughter because she has no dealings with her pops. I wonder the fuck why she doesn't.
A woman who said Mr. Epstein trafficked her in the late 1990s and early 2000s recalled attending at least a half a dozen of the parties beginning when she was 17. She told the New York Times that the invitations she received when she was 17 were, quote, to be Donald Trump's guest at Mar-a-Lago. According to one invitation she shared with the Times, the parties were open bar and no one checked IDs. She said Mr. Trump was always all over them, she recalled.
That disgusting behavior from ever being in public office and is serving as a figure who commands any respect, which Donald Trump certainly doesn't in public.
Yes, sir. You're right, Hershey's, because that was the year she filed the complaint against him in 1999. She filed that complaint against him in 1999. She said he had some inappropriate touching or dealing with his oldest daughter, and she felt uncomfortable because at the time she was basically stepmom. And that's a whole facts. Exactly. That's exactly what y'all, yep. See that, J Metz? And I think we know that's probably what happened to his oldest, his first wife, Ivanka Trump. I would not be surprised if that sick bastard did something to his oldest wife, his first wife. Let's keep it real, bro. Let's keep it real. I would not be surprised. Nothing would surprise me, man. I'm going to keep it 100. Nothing would not fucking surprise me when it comes to this madness.
Public life, it is asinine to think that that person could have any public profile after that alone came out. And the fact that that is just the tip of the iceberg, that there is so much else to color Donald Trump's disgusting and illegal behavior towards children is mind-boggling. That this man is still the president of the United States, and that it has been known that this is how he has acted for decades now. And that his first administration, no surprise considering what this one is doing, attempted to cover that up when they blocked this letter from Jeffrey Epstein exposing the truth about Trump. Midas Touch posted to Twitter, revealed in dataset 8 of the Epstein files release, which was briefly posted on the Justice Department's website today, there is a letter alleging to be.
If you want to see this, if he doesn't speak about the entire part of this letter, you need to check out the beginning part of the show. I started the show off with this. Shout out to Midas Touch. These motherfuckers are breaking this shit down. They're doing what they got to do to get us the information we need. But if you rewind my show and go back and watch the beginning, I started my show off with this. So I put this out already. It's in it. That's how I began the beginning part of my show with Midas Touch.
Sent from Jeffrey Epstein to convicted sex offender Larry Nassar. The letter, which is postmarked just days after Epstein died, reads, "Dear LN, as you know by now, I have taken the short route home. Good luck. We shared one thing, our love and caring for young ladies at the hope they'd reach their full potential. Our president shares our love of young girls, noble girls. When a young beauty walked by, he loved to grab snatch, whereas we ended up snatching grub in the..."
Hello. And this is what I showed earlier in my show, and I'm going to repeat it again. What was he famous for saying? I like to grab him by the pussy. Really? Bro, this is wild, bro. Look at this. And like I said, if you want to see how I broke this down earlier in my show because I started off with this.
Mess halls of the system. Life is unfair. Yours, J. Epstein. The letter was returned to the sender. Reporting indicates that Epstein sent a letter to Nassar from prison before his suicide. The contents of that letter were never revealed. Additional documents show the letter was submitted for handwriting analysis, though it was unclear if investigators reached a conclusion on whether or not this was definitely written by Epstein. These images are from the, as I mentioned, catalog of photos. Here you can see the letter from Jeffrey Epstein. But it doesn't stop there. Keith Edwards posted on Twitter, "Holy shit, more Epstein files were uploaded and accidentally leaked. In one email, assistant U.S. attorney writes in 2020, Donald Trump traveled on Epstein's private jet many more times than previously has been reported, including during the period we would expect to charge in a Maxwell case. Didn't want any of this to be a surprise down the road." So the two takeaways here, I think, are incredibly disturbing. The first one being that Jeffrey Epstein is clearly stating that Donald Trump, like him, was a sex criminal. We know that public knowledge. The crimes he was committing were inflicted along. Maybe a more conspiratorial view. I don't even know if I want to call it that, and say because this letter wasn't delivered, or because it never became public, or because it's very overt Epstein saying that he's going to take his own life. If you don't believe he did, or that he was killed by Donald Trump, or it doesn't even matter whom, right? Someone in the government under Donald Trump, then this could be used as a justification, as say, oh, here's evidence that Epstein took his life, right? Let's squash that conspiracy theory. But as we see, Epstein did not have this letter delivered. Epstein did not get to communicate this message. He was not able to share or have it delivered or make it be known public that Donald Trump was engaging in this behavior. This documentation was blocked from, one, being released, and two, delivered to the recipient, another convicted sex criminal. So the circle was pretty tight in talking about who's who and who did what. But the two takeaways to me are either this is, and I don't want to get this conspiratorial, but you kind of have to, the Epstein conspiracy saying, yeah, this could take his own life. This is a little nugget to pretend like he did. At the same time as we're maybe shedding some light on Trump, but that wouldn't make any sense. To me, I just kind of see this as and the clear pieces of evidence demonstrating that Donald Trump was doing everything he possibly could, even in his first administration, to make sure that nothing about his crimes with Epstein came out. It's the same thing that U.S. attorney was doing. But I don't think it is unfair to look at this letter and say, Epstein is writing very obviously that he's going to take his own life. If you don't believe that that was the case, you could say, well, maybe this letter was planted and it was eventually going to be used as a justification to say, well, look, he was laying it out. But then why would it implicate Donald Trump? There are a lot of questions there that, again, require the transparency of the full release of the Epstein files, which has been the greatest blunder you could say in presidential history. This is a scandal that was unfathomable. And the reason why I continue to say that conspiracies, if you even want to call them that, are so much more than okay, because it seems like every single question that we ask about these files in the most, I don't want to say fearful way, but just I do not want my wildest nightmares of what Donald Trump could have done to come true, because it means people would, young girls would have had to endure that abuse. But it seems like that is the case. What we believe to be true turns out to be so. And it has been disgusting, especially for the Epstein victims who are having to relive this nightmare again and again because of Donald Trump and Pam Bondi and Kash Patel and Todd Blanche. And Rachel Maddow spoke to one of those survivors who called out this whole administration right here.
Here's fresh reporting from Julie K. Brown on DOJ's botched release of the Epstein files this past Friday. She says, quote, the rollout did not go smoothly. Victims and the public were upset by the small amount of material, the heavy redactions.
Yeah, the writing is in the wall, bro. There's no comeback. This shit
and the government's failure to place any documents in the proper context. The digital download included hundreds of photographs, none of them labeled, and did not include witness and victim statements made to the FBI. Quote, many of the redactions were of material that has previously been made public. Again, redactions of material that has previously been made public or that was supposed to be unsealed under the new law. Joining us now is Julie K. Brown, investigative reporter for the Miami Herald, and the woman who's reporting we can credit for knowing anything that we know about this story in the first place. Julie K. Brown, it is really nice to see you again. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Julie, what have you been hearing from some of the Epstein's?
We already heard her situation. But Joe, check this out. While we was watching this video, I don't know if there's any truth to this, but we're gonna look at it. Keith Edwards, who's another podcaster who gets down with this, who's in the nose, who was just mentioned in the video we were just watching, is now reporting. I don't know if there's any truth to this, so let's put this up before I say it. I want to put it up so you can see it at the same time I see it, so y'all niggas don't think I'm making this shit up, because this is fucking crazy if this is true. So let's go ahead and share this with y'all now, and look what that says there. I don't know if that's true. He wants to quit. Y'all see that? Trump just asked if he should resign. Oh, shit. And this was an hour ago. Let's see what the fuck is going on, people. This shit is getting crazy. Yo.
Okay, we have some breaking news. The Justice Department is now responding to this latest Epstein leak. Donald Trump is asking if he should leave the presidency, and all of these files greatly implicate him in the most disturbing ways. Let's first get to this this comment for the Justice Department. Now, I guess I have to remind you, I'm just going to remind myself too, that the Justice Department works for us. It is our government. It is not there to protect Donald Trump. It's not there to push his propaganda. It's not a political wing of
Donald
the
Trump might be
government.
wanting to quit.
It is
Might be
there to
stepping down,
serve
folks.
us, keep us
Got it
safe,
first here.
and ideally find and seek justice. Well, the Justice Department said this. The Department of Justice has officially released nearly 1,000 more pages of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein. Some of these documents contain untrue, sensationalist claims made against President Trump that were submitted to the FBI right before the 2020 election. To be clear, the claims are unfounded and false. And if they had a shred of credibility, this is crazy that they wrote this. They certainly would have been weapons against Donald Trump already. No, it wouldn't, because I guess like in the before times, maybe we have done this, but Joe Biden allowed there to be an independence from the Justice Department. He never instructed them what to do, who to investigate, what crimes to pursue. Totally different than what's happening now. I guess that's why this Justice Department just can't believe there would be a president that would actually, I don't know, allow there to be independence under the Justice Department. But that's kind of how it used to work. And honestly, I kind of wish Joe Biden would have been a little bit more hands-on, because maybe we wouldn't be here. But then again, then we'd be no better than them. So, it says here, nevertheless, out of our commitment to the law and transparency, the DOJ is releasing these documents. Okay, and we have a lot of them. Now, Donald Trump, when asked about this, was very, 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 very upset.
Surprised by the number of photos of Bill Clinton in the Epstein files, and can you commit to their
By
full?
what?
And were you surprised by the number of photos of Bill Clinton in the Epstein files? And can you commit to their full release by the end of the year? Some of the victims were protesting that too many of them were redacted.
I know there are a lot of people that are angry about all of the pictures of other people, but I think it's terrible. Look, I like Bill Clinton. What was Bill? Nice to him. He's been nice to me. What was
This nigga is full of shit. Yo, I know everybody that's watching this right now is laughing. Get the fuck out of here.
Respect him. I hate to see photos come out of him, but this is what the Democrats, mostly Democrats, and a couple of bad Republicans are asking for. So they're giving their photos of me too. Everybody was friendly with this guy, either friendly or not friendly, but he was around. He was all over Palm Beach and other places. The head of Harvard was his best friend, Larry Summers.
Oh, he's
and Bill
snitching?
Clinton was a friend of his. But
This
everybody
nigga up
was.
here dressed
I
snitching.
actually threw him out of Mar-a-Lago.
Well, we learned last night that Donald Trump had gone on Epstein's plane after that alleged story where Donald Trump kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He had been on Epstein's plane at least 8 times. All right, now there's a really disturbing. I'm going to try to say this. I think I can just, but this is
This is what we saw
a letter
earlier.
that's 3 days after Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. And this is to Larry Summers, who is not Larry Summers. Sorry. This is to Larry Nassar, who is the sex pest, who I believe sexually assaulted
all those female
gymnasts.
Yep.
And this is what this says. It says, "Dear Ellen, as you know by now, I have taken the short route home." In other words, he's writing this knowing that he was committing suicide. "Good luck. We shared one thing, our love and caring for young ladies at the hope they'd reach their full potential. Our president shares our love of young nubile girls. When a young beauty walked by, he loved to grab snatch, whereas we ended up snatching grub in the mess halls of the system. Life is unfair. Yours, Jeffrey Epstein." The letter was returned to sender. Now, I want to say about this, we don't know if this could be something the Justice Department got that is actually it could be someone that was trolling. We don't know. We should demand more answers about this letter. Is this from Jeffrey Epstein? Was it sent from the prison? And certainly if that is true, then Donald Trump needs to answer this. It sounds true to me. This is the first time that Epstein and Trump to each other where they reference their love for young girls. And Donald Trump famously said, "Grab him by the pussy."
Yes. Yes, I told y'all, yo, stop playing, bro. This nigga is finished, bro. This shit is, yo, he might be fucking done, yo.
Okay. And I mean, this just goes without saying, but MAGA said Trump appeared 0 times in the files. And as you know, we can now unredact these files, and you see Trump's name all over the place. All over the place. Now, we also are learning, too, that Ghislaine Maxwell had a massage appointment at Mar-a-Lago. It says here, did blank recall meeting blank blank? Yes. What did blank remember about how he first met blank blank? Could be that be Donald Trump. He recalls driving Maxwell to massage appointment to Mar-a-Lago. He was told to wait in the car. We also have, of course, like all these pictures that came out and they deleted them. We are now seeing that perhaps that was just the tip of the iceberg of what was going on here. Now, a Dallas limo driver, this is in one of the files, said he wanted to pull over and beat the shit out of Donald Trump because of the sick things he was saying on the phone. And a girl in Dallas said Epstein tried to rape her in a hotel. She was later found with her head blown off. Blank asked Blank about his time driving a limousine for 2 years in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. During Blank time as a driver, he had met Donald Trump. Blank noted he picked the president up in 1995 and took him to the DFW airport. Blank reported some of the things Trump had spoken about during the ride while on his cell phone were very concerning. Blank reported he was a few seconds from pulling the limousine over on the median and within a few seconds of pulling him out of the car and hurting him due to some of the things he was saying, as a caller chose not to.
Yeah.
Blank noted Trump continuously stated the name Jeffrey while on the phone and made references to abusing some girl. Blank was unsure was he nor who he was referring. As Blank talked about his time meeting Donald Trump, Blank demeanor went stone cold as Blank stated, in quotes, he raped me. Blank said, what? As Blank replied, Donald Trump had raped her along with Jeffrey Epstein. Blank noted some girls with a funny name, quote, took me into a fancy hotel or building. That's how it happened. So, I mean, remember, the Justice Department wants you to believe that this is all made up.
Wow.
That's not a real story I just shared with you. That someone made this up because of the election. If you like, do you think that to me does not sound like someone making up a story? And again, it also just goes back to everything that we kind of already know about Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump, when all this is happening, tweeted this today. He said the Trump Kennedy Center honors will be broadcast tonight at CBS on stream on Paramount Plus. Tune in at 8 p.m. EST. At the request of the board and just about everybody else in America, I am hosting the event. Tell me what you think of my master of ceremony abilities. If really good, would you like me to leave the presidency in order to make hosting a full-time job? I mean, I would like the presidency. I do think it's interesting that as this is all coming to light, Donald Trump is already saying, like, maybe I should just cool it and get out of this. Like, is it going to get worse? Is it going to get worse?
Yes.
It is insane that, one, the president of the United States is hosting an award ceremony. Like, is there nothing else he could be doing? And two, that he is toying with the idea of leaving. I would love him to leave. I mean, if he wants to host the Oscars and not be president, I would be totally fine with that. Now, Mark Epstein in these files also submitted an online tip to the FBI in 2023 saying that his brother Jeffrey was murdered by Trump because of his names. Jeffrey Epstein submitted a text. Jeffrey Epstein was murdered in his jail cell. I have reason to believe he was killed because he was about to name names. I believe President Trump authorized the murder. And I guess, like, you know, we're going to go through more of this stuff. It's all very disturbing. It's all very disturbing information. I'm sorry that this is what we're talking about today, but justice needs to be delivered for these victims. This is, again, just a small amount of files. And I honestly believe that the worst of it, we won't see. The Democrat rejecting these high heavens, and I'm sure there's a lot they're not even going up. They're not even certainly. Donald Trump is heavily involved with this, and I would say the president is a pedophile, and he most likely had Jeffrey Epstein killed.
I've been saying
That's
that
what the evidence
shit
points to. He certainly has a motive, and there's a lot of evidence that suggests that Donald Trump wasn't friends with Jeffrey Epstein. He was also sharing copies.
I've been saying that shit from Jump Street. I've been saying that shit from motherfucking Jump Street. And look, just like Pennywise right here. I've been saying it. This shit is crazy, folks. This shit is wild, bro. This is fucking wild. I don't know what else to say. But it looked like the days are numbered. Shit's about to make a change, and we need to make a change now rather than later. And if this prick wants to leave and do us all a favor, we are more than will love for him to do so. Because the sooner he leaves, the sooner we can repair our friendships and the damage that he has caused that has set this country back eons. And with that being said, hey, Gemma. Gemma's Journey's Grace is in the building. Hey, Gemma, how you doing, love? Oh, it's good to see you, ma. How's everything? It was a good show today. Check out the show earlier. Watch the replay. It was a good one. Get some good information. I'm doing good myself. I want to go ahead and thank everybody that came through today. Jay Metz, Tara Sanchez, motherfucking Joe Elias, Chaos Truth. Who else? Chaos Truth, Gemma's Journey, Joe Elias. Y'all already know, man. I appreciate y'all, man. And those that were in the bushes, thanks for hitting the like button. I definitely appreciate y'all. Yo, it was a good show today. Hershey's the entertainer. Can't forget the Hirschman. Motherfucking Rico Squad members always come out, show that love. You already know how we do. Good ass show today. I appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. Here we go. One last message from Jay Mensch. Because Bill Barr was head of the DOJ under Trump and in control of the jail. Barr's father gave Epstein his teaching job at the school. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man. When it's all said and done, we all gonna be intervening with each other, talking about how we all said we knew this shit. We knew it from jump. We just didn't have the money or the power to fucking go ahead and prove it, but we prove it. Just like we solved the Biggie and fucking Tupac murders after them shits was done. We don't need the police. We know what it is. And with that being said, I appreciate each and every one that came through today, man. I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm about to get ready. I gotta go to work. But if anything else comes out and everything is more information comes out and shit, I definitely will go live from work. I don't give a fuck. It's gonna be a slow day today anyway. Christmas is here. Ain't really much going on. The stores have been slow as fuck. So I'll probably go live while I'm at the job today and shit like that. Once again, I appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. Shout out to myself. Shout out to the fucking Rico Squad. Talkie is just. Be on the lookout. She should start going live again. You already know. Smoked Out Society. We in the building. We out.
Yo. You niggas talking shit. Got a lot to say on the gram, the YouTube. You know what I say though? Ya niggas toto, yo shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Y'all niggas toto, yo shut the fuck up. Niggas talk shit, they don't even pop. I spill your whole shit, they gon' need a mop. You niggas mad puss, probably got the wild. I hit them up, I think I'm fucking pop. From the Bronx like a mud hubber. Straight gutter, hot peas and butter. Puerto Rock brother that'll eat your mother. Get mad, call dad, you gon' need each other. My flow lethal. weapon. I'm D Glover, meat lover. Niggas talk like you all that, it's all cap. You don't bust gas, niggas all rap. I'm more fact, tip the rap sheet. Niggas saw that I smack them with the Mac for a rack, nigga, fall back. Don't press your luck. I'm from the slums, son, and my gun go buff. Y'all niggas talk shit, I'm like, so fucking what? You puss. Yo, shut the fuck up. 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 Y'all niggas toto, yo, shut the fuck up. I'm hotter than the sun, nigga. Bust your guns, my love, son. I'm big pun, nigga. See me with the Glock 4, you run, nigga. This for those yapping their gums, niggas. You dumb, nigga. Nigga, you stupid, my record ruthless. I bang on some snow shit. Don't make me prove it. Look at your life, nigga, useless. You ain't bout shit, I get the laugh when the two spit. I do this. Every bar is a felony. Go hard like dog in the yard, this pure energy. I bite, grip, shake, and chew through each enemy. Don't want a nigga, let it be. Ain't shit, niggas telling me. So shut the fuck up, I'm all the way up, I'm an astronaut. Niggas talk shit, that's the life of a butt. I'm like, so what, nigga? Shut the fuck up. 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 Ya niggas toto, yo, shut the fuck up. 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 Ya niggas toto, yo, shut the fuck up.
That's the whole thought, that's the whole fact, K-Man. 100%. What's good, Stop Producer? I can replay that.
Shut the fuck up.
Smoked Out Society. We out.